I see the pictures of it, like no, wait, you probably didn't ask any of those questions. No, we didn't. Well, there you go. I never had time to ask. They won't be interested. They don't know what they don't know, right? Do it.
Good morning. Good morning. That's good. I like that. That's good. Welcome to Bluegrass Community and Technical College. I don't think I saw Bob Quick here, but he was supposed to bring chamber weather for today, and that did not happen. So he must be saving that for another day, for another event. We moved this inside because of the impending weather, and then our chiller went down. So if you need a fan, I feel like I'm getting ready to reach a Baptist down here in the south, and you got to have a fan. So the chiller is back on, and it's getting cooler. So hang in there with us. Today we're celebrating the ribbon cutting and dedication ceremony for the den, which you can see behind me off to the left. It's the historic laundry building from Eastern State Hospital. This campus was the vision of so many people, from Representative Jimmy Lee to Chairman Harry Moberly, who first championed the idea of having a new mental hospital here in central Kentucky. Kctcs leadership helped coordinate those efforts. LFUCG, which we have plenty of representation here today, were a key player in financing this three-way land swap. To other members of the General Assembly who are here, and state government who assisted us, and people in our own faculty, staff, and students who have been integral in the success of this campus. I'd like to welcome our president, Dr. Koffi Akakpo. Dr. Akakpo joined the college right as we were planning the renovation of this building, so he has been here from day one. Dr. Akakpo.
Well, good morning. Good morning. I hope you all are doing well. Well, several years ago, we were here together, breaking ground for this building. And as I recall, the pandemic was not in the forecast. But it did come, and for 26 months, we have been going through this. It has not been easy. But I have the architects in the room, I have my team here, we pulled it through. Today we have the beautiful building behind us that we're now celebrating. But I would be remiss if I don't thank all of you for joining us this morning. It always makes our job easier knowing that we have the support of our elected officials, our council members, our partners, our board members, our system office, my elected official, the mayor, everybody. I don't like to call names because I hate to miss anyone. So I just want to thank all of you on behalf of Bctc that you all have made this possible. Without you, we would not be here today. So everyone has done something to get us to this point today. So I want to take this time to thank all of you for your support, your continued support. As you all can see, this is getting beautiful every day, every time you come here. And through the help of the General Assembly, another one is coming up soon, and we will be back together breaking ground for that. And thanks to the council, thanks to the mayor, we're making progress. And I want to thank all of you. Through your support and help, now our students will have one place for all their access needs. You know, when you have many campuses, you also try to create redundancies. So what we have seen, even though our intention was great, students running from one campus to another, to another, to another, and this will stop that runaround. So as they walk in, they see admission, they see financial aid, they see advisors, they get tested, they get put in the classroom, and they go to our bookstore friend to get their books and get out. So it's a great thing for students. It makes their journey easier. It takes away that barrier, and it helps us be efficient. So once again, thank you so much for joining us. I cannot thank you enough for all your support. We appreciate it.
Thank you, Dr. Akakpo. There are many who support our mission of excellent education and who serve because they know their contribution matters. We especially appreciate Bctc's board of directors. We receive much benefit from their wisdom and counsel. Our board vice chair, Bob McNulty, is here today. Bob, if you'll stand and be recognized. Thank you, Bob. I'd like to take a moment to recognize other board members that are here. I'm going to do elected officials here in a minute. We have some Kctcs folks here. I know we have Stephanie Nelson from Senator McConnell's office. I believe we have Lindsay Scott from Congressman Barr. They have all been very supportive of all of what we've been doing here at this campus.
Make sure don't miss anyone.
Oh, I think I should have said what he said. Like, I'm not going to tell you anything. So many people make unique contributions to our development. And we're pleased to have our Chancellor with us today, Kris Williams. In her role as Chancellor, she leads academic affairs, economic workforce development, institutional research effectiveness, distance learning initiative, and external collaborative relationships for the system, and probably 4 or 5 other things that aren't on her job description. Together, we're the largest provider of post-secondary education in the state, and we represent almost half the undergraduate students in the state. Please welcome Dr. Williams.
Thank you and good morning. It's a real pleasure to be here on behalf of the other 15 colleges and the system office to congratulate Bctc's leadership, faculty, staff, and students on this extraordinary new facility. The den is, I don't know, I came a little early so I could get a sneak peek. And the den is such a lovely merging of the old and the new, the history and the architecture of the past with the real need to support student learning for the future of where we can help these students go, the way we can help them get a better life. And so it's such an exciting day today to be here and be part of this. I want to echo Dr. Akakpo in thanking each of you. Each of you played a role, whether it's in your support just from the community level, your advocacy, your role at the college, your role in leadership or community to community and technical college. We're here in the community because we serve the community. And this building does make a difference. Dr. Akakpo spoke of the barriers to our students. Many of our students are first generation, they're single parents, they're people who have maybe been out of the workforce or they've just lost a job and need to plan for the future. They're students just graduating from high school. Every barrier you can remove from their path pushes them that much closer to that success, whether it's a short-term credential, it's a degree that transfers and goes right to the workplace, or whether we're working with the company and doing company training and helping to offset those training costs. I want to take a personal note because I do work with academics and student services to thank our legislature for Work Ready Kentucky scholarships, which provide last tuition dollars for technical programs in our 5 most needed areas. And so if you see a legislator, say thank you for the support they're providing our students. I want to say one other thing. When I got that sneak peek and walked through and saw all of those services so tightly together, the staff member showing me through said, as I walked back from the new part into the old part of the building, that the students say the building has been glowed up. And you look up and there's light coming through the top and kind of shining in on the work below. And that's just really exciting because it really is a beacon to that next step. I also want to give maybe a side Kctcs thanks. That they call it the den. Our system-wide mascot is the Pathfinder. He's a fox. So it's it's an inside joke maybe, but really appreciate that nod. So with that, I want to say again, congratulations to President Akakpo. I want to thank my colleague, Dr. Greg Feeney, for his leadership, and thank all of the BC faculty and staff for what you do every day. Thank you.
I did not go through much of or any of the history of the den or the laundry building. If you look at your program, some of that history is there. And we didn't talk about why we called it the den much, because not only is our mascot a fox, there used to be a den of foxes right at the corner of the building. Now, when we started construction, they decided to move, but they became a mascot for the students and the faculty and staff, and they got pretty tame. So they've moved on now that we've done a little bit of construction. We deeply appreciate the constant support of our legislative leaders, Dr. Williams has talked about that. We recognize the significant investment in the college, and we appreciate your vision for this college and the citizens of the Commonwealth. Here to represent the Kentucky State Senate are two of our strongest supporters, and I don't say that lightly, and constant champions for education. Please welcome first Senator Ralph Alvarado and then Senator Reggie Thomas.
Well, good morning, everybody. I think I'm the first of 6 politicians, so tighten your belts and get ready. I want to thank President Akakpo, as well as everybody here at Bctc and those with Kctcs. I'm really happy to join fellow elected officials today, and I want to express my appreciation for Bctc, one of the fastest growing 2-year community colleges, which there are, I think, now 16 across the Commonwealth. And Bctc, along with other community colleges, serve a vital purpose in Kentucky's student higher education. And I'm proud of the investments made by the Kentucky General Assembly in this year's biennial budget. The General Assembly ended up providing, I think, $52.2 million in bond funds and $5.8 million in restricted funds in 2024 to help the Bctc campus here in Newtown with its next steps in completing the campus. These funds help in the next phase of establishing 25 classrooms, 20 teaching labs, 2 open computer labs, student services and social spaces, and a library. And it'll help serve neighborhoods of Lexington and provide space to move from the Cooper campus located at the University of Kentucky. And I was happy to advocate for this funding and make the referral on behalf of Bctc in this year's budget. I'm particularly honored to serve as the state senator for the district, 20th Senate District, which includes Bath, Clark, Menifee, Montgomery counties, and also the eastern portion of Fayette County, which includes the Newtown campus now, and the Winchester campus in my home city. And Bctc really is instrumental in the vitality of the Bluegrass's economy, equipping and preparing students to enter the workforce and offering alternatives to students working to earn a traditional 4-year degree. In recent days, I've had many students are completing a lot of their K through 12 education careers right now, a lot of graduations, kind of graduation week here across Kentucky. And I've had the fortune to attend several graduation ceremonies this past week as well. And after a difficult 2 years where our students' educational experience has been disrupted by a global pandemic, it brings a smile, I think, to my face and everybody's face to see the class of 2022 persevere. And it's really the first class that endured the many challenges COVID-19 brought and then returned to a more normal experience before walking across the stage. These graduates are entering a much different world than the one that most of us grew up in, and their perseverance will serve them in our state and our nation very well. But many of them will choose to extend their education careers in pursuit of achieving their dreams. And a lot will choose the traditional 4-year degree offered at many of our wonderful regional universities. However, I think it's important for these students to know that the value of attending Bctc for completion of some of their undergraduate classes. Quality of education here is on par with any university across the state, and it offers the students the opportunity to earn credits at a less expensive price than if they earned all their credits at a 4-year university. I would highly encourage high school graduates choosing to continue their educational careers to take a look at everything Bctc can offer you, take advantage of the 2 years and exceptional services that Bctc provides. As somebody in the medical field also, I particularly want to give a shout out to the allied health programs. As a physician on the front lines of healthcare needs on a daily basis, I'm especially grateful for Bctc's role in tackling the workforce issue that the state has faced for some time. And that's the nursing shortage that I think a lot of us knew. The pandemic accentuated that. I'm excited about the many strong partnerships the college is a part of and will be a part of, one of which is an exciting dual credit partnership between UK Healthcare and a couple of high schools, one hopefully being Frying Station High School to prepare future nursing students. And I believe this excellent partnership will serve as a model to spur other partnerships like it across the state. Bctc has served our Commonwealth and students since 2005 and continues to carve out a significant footprint in Kentucky's history. Today's dedication of the Den is but one example of the quality services that Bctc provides to students. This is a beautiful new facility rich in artistic value. It's rich in history. Many vibrant memories exist within those walls, and more will be formed in the future, I'm sure. And I'm happy to be part of today's ceremony. I appreciate all the incredible work that goes into making this possible, from Bctc's leadership to the men and women who labored to complete the renovations of the structure. It's a wonderful turnout today. Thank you all for being here. It's an honor to be here as well. Congratulations. Thank you.
First, I want to take the opportunity to introduce my colleagues. I know Mark said he was going to mention that, but I want to do that right now. Dan, will you please stand? We have Dan Pfister here from Woodford County. Mark Hart, Representative Mark Hart just informed me he's moved a little bit north. One of my dear colleagues, Sherlyn Stevenson, from right here in Lexington. Of course, I would be remiss if I didn't mention my counterpart in the House Democratic Caucus Chair, and my dear childhood friend, Derek Graham. I want to talk to you for a few minutes about building a better America. Building a better America. Again, I go back to Mark and his comments about how we got to this place. At the turn of the century, Eastern State Hospital was a mental health hospital. And it was a very depressing place to be. We didn't serve the patients well. The staff did not have good working conditions. And I know that because there were times I would actually come here and spend some time here because they had some administrative hearings take place here, okay? The truth of the matter is that Eastern State Hospital, back at the turn of the century, was not a good place to be. And there was discussion about what to do about this because we needed a new Eastern State Hospital. We needed a new mental health hospital right here in Van County. And Representative Harry Marbley, who Derek was your predecessor, as you know, House Education Chair, decided that as part of that move to construct a new Eastern State Hospital just down the road from here, that we would turn this into an education facility. Because at that time, as Mark well knows, Bctc was primarily based right there on Cooper Drive and was bursting at the seams. I mean, we had students on top of each other, okay? And it was just not a good educational environment. So Representative Marbley, with his vision, decided that as we transition Eastern State Hospital, right down the road, that this would become the home for Bctc. And so that's how we got here. And it's always important to remember your history because history guides us in terms of how we go forward in society. And we should always resist and repel efforts to try to redraft our history. We're now here today, and what we've done as part of this development and this beautiful education edifice that we created here is continue to put forward emphasis on education. Because what education does more than anything else, is that it turns the light on in our mind. It removes the darkness from us. It allows us to see. And not just to see what's in front of us, but to see those things that are not in front of us. And to have that vision to grow and become better people. What we're doing today with the creation and the ribbon cutting of the den, again, is building a better America. And we should always take every effort to put funds and resources into education, into mental health, into every other aspect of America, so that we can always build a better America. Thank you, and again, I congratulate you, Dr. Akakpo, and all your staff. I look forward to it.
Thank you, Senator Alvarado, Senator Thomas. Thank you for doing my next paragraph, introducing the legislators. We'll flip on through. Nobody wants to hear all that again, I'm sure. So we are very pleased to have Representative George Brown with us. He represents us, the 77th District, which is where we sit. And he always has supported BCTC and our faculty, staff, and students. So Representative Brown, I'm always turning the right way.
Good morning, y'all. Good morning. Welcome to the 77th Legislative House District. So glad to see you here. It is a pleasure to have you here on the north end and the west side of Lexington. Glad to have you. Welcome all. I'm not going to repeat what my predecessors in the Senate said because you've got a clear understanding of the history and understanding what have occurred to make this happen. But let me just tell you that I grew up a couple of blocks east of here. And we used to walk down 4th Street and up Georgetown Street to Douglas Park to play ball. And Eastern State Hospital was a place that was not something that we as young kids looked at favorably. But with the help of legislators and government and Mayor, the Lexington County government and others, they took the bones that was Eastern State Hospital and refurbished it and put skin on the bones. And this is what we're here today to celebrate. So to all the staff of Bctc, to Kctcs, thank you very much. To my friend, people say I'm always here, and I am, because I can't get away from Joelle and Rita. She's sitting over here. That's my friend. And she didn't have to call me this morning and say, George, where are you? I was here a little early, but it is always a pleasure, Dr. Akakpo, for having a good relationship with him and with everything that is occurring on this campus. And we're getting ready to come back for another groundbreaking, and that's a wonderful thing. You all have done tremendous work with these bones of Eastern State Hospital and have blossomed it into Bctc. So thank you so very much for having me, and have a great day.
Thank you, Representative Brown, for your continued support of the college. Here at Newtown, we strive to provide an open, safe, and vibrant space that welcomes people from across the region to study and learn. We share this goal with a key player in increasing the Lexington area. The city of Lexington is a major investor in this campus, and we're very grateful for the $2 million in funding that's going to help us expand this campus up on our North Newtown campus. We have several council members here. I see Councilmember Baxter, Councilmember McKern, and I'm going to do what Dr. Akakpo says not to do, mention them by name. Am I missing anybody? Please, let's give them a round of applause. And we certainly couldn't do it without the support of the mayor's office and Mayor Gorton. Mayor Gorton.
Thank you very much, Mark. I also would like to recognize and have stand up Elodie Dickinson, who is the city's Director of Workforce. She's always here when we have big announcements. Good morning, everyone. It's an honor and a pleasure to be with you this morning. And I'd like to, before I give brief remarks, I'd like to take a little personal privilege to give you a couple of my connections with Bctc here. One is that when my son, who enlisted in the Army straight out of high school, first came back to start his higher education, he started right here at Bctc. So we are ever thankful. But even longer ago than that, you have heard several of our speakers mention Eastern State Hospital. And many of you know I'm a registered nurse, and I took half of my psychiatric training right here at the old Eastern State Hospital. And it was kind of scary. As student nurses, we were told to enter through the basement of the main psychiatric building, and we were terrified because it still had some of the rings where people were chained or kept shackled, and we would run through the basement to get upstairs to the patient area. And so I do have a history here. That was in the early 70s, and I've never forgotten it. And so I'm very proud of the work that has gone on here. And the other thing I will say is how blessed and fortunate are we to have Dr. Akakpo as the leader right here. Thank you. so the city and BCTC have had the opportunity to work together over the past several years, and I really treasure the partnership we have built. It's an exciting day today for the students at BCTC and the staff. And the dedication of the den, the former laundry building, helps provide an opportunity for students to access services, as you've heard, under one roof. Whether they need admissions, financial aid, registration, food, there's always food, right? Entertainment and more, they will find it right at the den. And it will serve as a gathering place. Students need gathering places to be with each other and to learn from each other and to relax between classes. So this is very exciting. During the pandemic, the city and BCTC worked together to provide important community services, specifically free community COVID testing. Remember, it was a big operation. And I want to thank BCTC for that. Without the partnerships throughout our community, we would not be where we are today. We are the highest vaccinated county in Kentucky. We have been nationally recognized for our community testing and vaccination programs and leading in the support of all residents. And we could not have done that without BCTC. They were the heart. You were the heart at the very beginning. And so congratulations to Dr. Akakpo and everyone who had a little tiny hand or a finger in the forming and planning and building of the den. We are so proud of you and our partnership, and congratulations. This is a great day. Thank you.
Mayor, you may not know this, but BCTC had the first student that was exposed to the virus in the state of Kentucky. And we pulled out our pandemic plan, which we had one, and it did not address a virus like that. So then we figured it out. So, but thank you, Mayor, and we were happy to help, and we're always willing to help in any way we can. Working with the cities and counties we serve is very important to us, especially to many of our employees who not only work in these communities, but they make their homes here. Here to represent the council is our first district council member, my friend James Brown. We're so glad for his support and his counsel. Councilmember Brown.
Yeah, it's a good looking crowd here this morning. I'm excited to be here this morning and to be joined by my fellow council members, Councilmember Baxter, Councilmember Kern. This project is so exciting, and every time I'm on this campus, I just feel the energy and the excitement and the synergy that surrounds us all on this campus. There was some history shared earlier. I grew up actually across the street, and I remember when it was Eastern State. It was fenced in. My parents always told us to don't go near the fence. If you see somebody coming towards the fence and you're near it, you run away. But now BCTC has worked to change that. This is an inclusive campus. And I said this before, and I'll continue to say this. They are creating an education and opportunity corridor coming down Newtown Pike and Loudon Avenue. I will continue to support the efforts and look for funding with the mayor and my fellow council members for new initiatives to come on this campus. I would also say, sharing more history, as my wife is a registered nurse, and she graduated from BCTC. So I just like to say, thank you to President Akakpo and your team for everything that you do in regards to enhancing this campus and providing opportunities for students in the community. And I think what's even more important than that is there's a lot of initiatives and there's a lot of programming and there's a lot of thought in meeting students and community members where there are.
And I think that's very important. So thank you, and I look forward to continue working with you in the future. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilmember Brown. We are also very grateful for the level of support we get from the governor and his cabinet, and especially the support to education. Today, we are honored to have with us someone who knows a little bit something about education, Lieutenant Governor Jacqueline Coleman. Welcome.
We made it, y'all, the last one. It is so good to be with you today. And just a little fun fact, and actually Chancellor Williams, as many times as we've been on a Zoom call in the last 2 years, I don't think I've ever told you this, but when I was in high school, and I'm not gonna tell you how many years ago that was, taking a dual credit class was a very unique privilege. It wasn't something that everybody had an opportunity to do, especially from Mercer County in a rural community. And my very first college class was two English classes from, then it was Lexington Community College, but basically Bctc back in the day. And so it's amazing to see the growth, both physically and with the opportunities that our students have today. It's no longer this unique, privileged opportunity that some kids may have and some may not. It's available to so many people because of the work that Bctc has done and continues to do. And so we're here today to celebrate the opportunity for a new generation of students to receive the supports that are absolutely critical to their success. And this is where they will plan their bright future. And just to give you an idea of what a bright future they have ahead of them, since we were inaugurated in December of 2019, that either seems like last week or 10 years ago, and I'm not sure. But what I can tell you is this: there has been $17 billion worth of private sector investment. We've created more than 33,000 new jobs. We have some of the most amazing stories to tell about the huge historic companies that are betting on Kentucky. You probably all heard about Ford coming to the tiny Glendale, Kentucky. They're going to revolutionize the auto industry again, and they're going to do it in Hardin County with a $6 billion investment that's going to create 6,000 good-paying jobs. We have the cleanest, greenest paper mill in the world in Henderson, Kentucky. We have Firestone Industrial building a $50 million facility, not in Lexington, not in Louisville, in Whitley County, Kentucky. And the latest is Envision AESC, who has made a $2 billion investment in Warren County. And so this economic boom that we are experiencing is unprecedented. And many people, maybe in my role, would stop there and they would tell you that that's the story. That is not the story. That is the very beginning of a long chapter that we have to write here in Kentucky. And here is how we make sure that we can take 2 years of progress and turn it into 20 years of prosperity. And that is to continue to center education at the heart of the future of Kentucky. That is where partners just like Bctc come into play. We are truly a partnership in building a brighter future for our kids, a better economy for all of Kentucky. And without this partnership, without higher education, creating these dual credit opportunities and pathways, certifications, 2-year degrees, 4-year degrees, you name it, education can look like it needs to for every child in Kentucky. And we would not be able to do that were it not for the leadership of Bctc and the way they continue to evolve to meet the needs of our students so that they can meet the needs of our growing economy. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Lieutenant Governor. Well, you've heard from many leaders about the importance of this facility. But the real impact is felt by the students who access the services and take advantage of the educational opportunities that empower them to have a better life. Please help me welcome Edith Cruz-Rodriguez, a recent Bctc graduate and Presidential Student Ambassador.
Thank you all so much for having me here. When I was asked to speak, it was such an honor because we need to look at the great panel we have here today and all of you all. I did have something prepared, but we all know that I love to get off script. So I will bore you a little bit or maybe entertain you with a little bit of my story. In December of 2006, my family and I immigrated from Mexico to here, straight to Lexington, Kentucky, and ever since we've gotten the opportunity to call it home. We came in the hopes of chasing that American dream that we all thought it should look like, but it's very different from everyone. And little did I know that Bctc would be part of my American dream. In 2018, after graduating from Paul Lawrence Dunbar, I had no idea what I was going to do with my life. As a DACA and first generation student, my resources are limited. And when I say limited, I mean it. But when I walked through the front doors of Cooper campus, not here, but Cooper campus, I was welcomed with open arms. Thankfully, I had connections to the Latinx and Immigrant Services Office with Aaron Howard, but beyond that, I got to meet so many great people here that are now located in the Den. I have Haley, Caitlin, Carissa, everyone here that has helped me through every single part of it. And that's what the Den represents. It represents my American dream, my college education as a recent graduate. And I couldn't be more thankful for all of the great opportunities that Dr. Akakpo has also presented for me. I've been here 4 years now, if anyone's counting. This is my last year. And as soon as Dr. Akakpo got here, it was like, you're going to graduate while I'm here. And it happened. I did. There's no words to express how much every single building in this campus means to me, but the Den has every single person I've ever met and every office I've ever cried in, because we've only been open for a little bit and I've already gone through every office. And now, as the first person in my family who graduated with a college degree, I couldn't be any more thankful for everything that's here. My nephews got to see me graduate and cross the stage just a couple weeks ago, and they're already excited about coming here. So it won't be just me, and it won't be just us, it'll be our future generations. Because as the mayor mentioned, our students are the future, and that's what I envision here, and that's what the Den represents. So yeah, I don't want to go a little too longer, but this Den is just the beginning. There's so much more coming, and there'll be so much more in the future. And as you all have mentioned, this place is inclusive and it's diverse, but that doesn't stop there. If you look around and see each human, we still need more diversity, and we still need more inclusion, and we still need to provide those resources for all students. Not just Becky or John, we need all of our students, our immigrant students, international and undocumented students, because that's what the Den is for. The Den is to help every single one of our students and give them the education they need. So I've been hearing all the money that's been dropping around. I expect a phone call after this and asking me how we can get that money to all of our students. So thank you all so much for supporting this.
Thank you, Edith, for sharing your journey with us, and you know we try to do that every day. But she's just one example of the students that lives change when they get to Bctc. If you are a building professional working on a project like this, it can be easy to take for granted everything that goes into making it a success. And I want to recognize the following individuals who helped guide the development of this building, and I'll apologize because I'm probably going to miss somebody. First, the Bctc administrators and facility staff, headed by our Vice President Lisa Bell and Wayne Cowan. Our Kctcs Administration facility staff, headed by Andy Casabar, including Lincoln Farmer and Sandy Atkins. I think they're here. Michael Jacobs, I saw come in, Eric Zabilka, Jeff Bennett, who may have blood, sweat, and tears all in that building. David Stout, also CMTA engineers, Brown and Kubicon engineers, Element Design and Facilities Commissioning Group. I know I saw Ron Harris here this morning. Ron has guided many of our buildings. He's met and of course, he had Frida Myers and Jennifer Linton also with DECA. So, and I can't say enough about our BCTC facilities, maintenance, housekeeping, our security staff, anybody we could grab and pull into this, making this event successful, and the planning committee. Please give them a round of applause because a couple days ago, we were in a tent outside, and then we were inside, and then we were back to a tent, and then we were inside, and then we didn't have air conditioning this morning. So they have done a great job. So thank you very much. I can't thank them enough. I'd also like to recognize the faculty, staff, and students of BCTC that every day come here and they work for the good of the people in the region. That good work is going to provide the workforce for all these wonderful opportunities that are coming. So I'm going to ask Dr. Akakpo to say a few final words, and then I'll come back and give you directions on what's next.
And Mark, thank you to Barnes and Noble.
I was going to do that now.
Oh, sorry.
Thank you, Senator Thomas.
I just got
That's why I told you not to call it in. Well, what the student did not say is, we made a deal. I promised her if she can finish that thing quickly, she will pick a restaurant and we will take her there. So, she still hasn't picked the restaurant yet, so I'm waiting. I can tell you she deserves it. She faced struggles just like any of us do, but she persevered. She has shown resilience, and May 7th, I shook her hand, and we all are so proud of her. Thank you. I didn't plan on adding a minute to the agenda, but if I do, blame the Lieutenant Governor for it. She brought up a topic that is very dear to my heart, dual credit. Because one thing we all don't know is last year, CPE published a report following a high school here in Kentucky for 8 to 9 years, 43,655 students. After 8 to 9 years, only 55% went on to any post-secondary institution in Kentucky. 5.7% went to out-of-state institution. Over 8 to 9 year period, only 36% earned a college credential. Let me say again, 36% earned a college credential. 32%, nothing to show for it, but have accumulated debts. To make it worse, 26% have gone nowhere. Today, where we have many job opportunities than people to do the work, we have our graduate student failing. I bear the brunt of it as well. And Kentucky now is a place for every employer to come with opportunity. If we do not work together, we will fail ourselves. It is so dear to my heart. And one of the solutions is dual credit.
Yes.
But coming from Ohio to Kentucky, what I have seen is we all have to do our part, encouraging these kids. Because we keep pushing them, go to university, go to university, go to. I used to be at the university. I don't have anything against university partners. As you can see in the news all the time, I've been working to strengthen our partnership. So we have seamless pathway for them from high school to us to universities. But pushing them all to go, not all of them can succeed. But if we get to them early on, get a credential in their hand before they graduate from high school, they will succeed. So I'm saying this to encourage all of you to encourage parents. I sign every single requisition for hiring at Bctc. Nothing against my colleague PhDs. I'm one of them. They come to us, we pay them $37,000 to $40,000. But diesel mechanic instructor, we cannot find it, even with $60,000. So it's we have fields, we have jobs that we can help these kids get to before turning 18 years of age and make $67,000, $80,000, $100,000 a year. But if we all don't do it together to encourage parents and students that there are ways right here for you, we're failing ourselves. So I'm saying this just to encourage all of you to spread the word. And my team and I have been doing it from high school to high school. And I'll be blunt, some are getting it, some are still struggling. But we all have to work together if we are to meet the workforce demand of today. I say enough. Thank you. Well, let me thank you for joining us today to celebrate the future of Bluegrass Community and Technical College. Through collaboration and partnership, and I truly mean it, you all have been phenomenal. I've been in Kentucky for 3.5 years, and I cannot ask for any better. From our elected officials, to business partners, to our local council members, to our great mayor, the governor's office, everybody has been phenomenal. Business partners, everyone. I don't like to call names, so bear with me. So I want to thank you. We are able to do great things for our region and fulfill our mission to transform the Bluegrass region. One student, one employer, one community at a time because of all of you. Thank you for joining us.